Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video, our go home show for AEW Knighthood. So hopefully a strong show here to get ready for that one-off special in the UK. I'm not ballsy enough to make the go home show in the UK. I feel like that would absolutely tank our popularity. So we're in the are we in the Great Lakes? I think we're in the Great Lakes. We're at the Mandalay Bay Event Centre anyway, in Nevada. I don't know my geography. It might be there, it might not. It could be somewhere else. But we're definitely in that particular arena. But I'm hoping for a good show that sets up the card. And yeah, hopefully we can go and have a really good event. Yeah, as I say, could probably lose pop in the UK in that particular region that will be showcasing the event. But it gives us an idea as well, once we can get TV deals elsewhere, where particularly we need to work on overness. Because if our main event guys who are 90s in overness are like 70 there, then think a worker that's maybe 50 in the US but maybe just a 30 or a 20 in terms of overness. And there could be people that have pushed really strongly who are fairly over in the US and the UK has never seen them. So a lot of things that we need to kind of work on, and hopefully we can learn that. But as I say, it's a good show. I'm happy with what we've booked. There's a debut because that's all I seem to do, but we'll have a wee bit after the show to showcase that that could be the last of a couple of debuts. I think there's some more promotions that are actively signing exclusive written deals, so it's really going to tie down a lot of the wrestlers for the foreseeable. So yeah, it's going to really give us a solid concrete roster that we shouldn't be expanding on too much further, bar maybe one or two that pop up, and obviously the likes of Fergal Devitt that you already know about. But let's crack on. This is Dynamite, this is the go home show for Knighthood. Let's see how it goes down. So straight into our first pre-show match on Dark, as we put it. Sold out attendance as well at the Mandalay Bay Event Centre, which is good to see. We have Isaiah Cassidy sustaining pronator teres syndrome. I'm not medically savvy, so I'll need to see what that is. But I'll check after the video. But yeah, so this one I just wanted to showcase some of our tag teams and at the same time give the Dark Order some more momentum. So we went with the team of the Motorcycle Machine Guns and Private Party taking on Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, the TNT champion Darby Allin and John Silver. So a good opportunity for John Silver here. And the win for the Dark Order was within 9:14 after Darby Allin pinned Alex Shelley with a coffin drop. Just to 55, I think this could have possibly propped into the 60s had it not been for the injury to Isaiah Cassidy. But quite alarming how poor John Silver's performance was here. He seems to be off his game quite a lot. It's crazy when you consider his 25 with the 90 of the TNT champion Darby Allin. And John Silver also got some heat for it, so that's his mistake. Fantastic. Next up, we Kip Sabian defeat Colt Cabana in 9-11 with a springboard dropkick. This was a 50, just gaining some more momentum week by week. For Kip as the heel of a matchup at Knighthood, with it being in the UK. We then had the tag team champions, the women's tag champions Maya Iwatani and Riho, in action against Killer Kelly and Leva Bates, and the champs winning 750 in this non-title match, with Riho pinning Killer Kelly with a Northern Lights suplex. A fairly respectable, it must be said, 48, so happy with that. Then had the debut, Eddie Kingston. It says in the ring, we'll just say he was backstage, and he just goes up to Peter Avalon and says, "Yo man, I've saw the last couple of weeks, hell months, you ain't picking up any wins around here. See what we've down in your luck. You ever want to try and get some wins? Hit me up, man. See if we can change those fortunes around." So a 38 rating for Kingston. Debuted his gangster gimmick, which is very good. He was one of the people that obviously when this save started wasn't with AEW, and the more and more I see him, I'm like, I want to book this guy. I want to see how I can use him in story. So it was just a case of finding the right story for him. I believe I've done that, and yeah, we'll see how that goes over the course of the upcoming weeks and months. So Eddie Kingston finally here. Then I had AJ Styles defeat Brandon Cutler in 7:37 with a super Styles clash. A 55 as AJ and Cutler had good chemistry together, and a win for the declining Phenomenal One. Which leads to backstage. Cutler, with an ice pack at his neck, also bumps into Eddie Kingston. Same kind of spiel. I see you're there on your luck, man. You want to try and get some wins? Just hit me up. You know, gotta look out for each other. Think about it. So that's a 34. So where could this be going? I will say I'm going to be introducing a lot more angles to the dark portion of the show, just to try and get some more stories over, rather than just matches with our lower workers. We have to also give them some storyline, so we'll see where this heads to. And he also wishes Cutler, I forgot to add this, some good luck in his match tonight. Not Avalon, was it Avalon? Sorry, it was Peter Avalon I meant to wish good luck to, because he's in the main event. I forgot about that. That's how you forget your own booking. But there you go, Luchasaurus beat Peter Avalon anyway. 829 by pinfall, a 52. Luchasaurus with a 53, a 43 for Avalon. It's kind of basically painting the angle where Peter Avalon's doubting himself and he's like, maybe I should take up this offer. That was the whole purpose of that angle, which I've completely butchered. On to the show. Anyway, Jon Moxley comes out and says, Sammy, week after week, the only way that you can beat me and get the advantage of me is the numbers game. When I get my hands on you, just one-on-one, or at least when it's a fair fight, you'll just see that I'm going to hurt you, and I'm going to hurt you bad. If you want a preview for what's going to happen eventually, watch out what's going to happen to Santana in this upcoming match. So an 81 promo from Moxley. He is far from done with the Inner Circle, and he'll be in singles action against Santana next. And their matchup was an 80, and that could have been even better apart from the injury. As a superb matchup, Moxley defeats Santana in 1450 with a Death Rider. This was a steal the show match. Jon Moxley sustained a liver laceration that might put him out of the matchup at Nighthood, but we'll keep an eye on that one. We'll explain what the match is going to be later. But 95 for Moxley, 71 for Santana. And we'll have to see the effect of that angle. In fact, I don't know if you notice, next segment is blanked out, so he is not going to be able to participate in a future angle later on. So with that being made, I'll have to go and make some tweaks to that. You'll see that angle later on. Next up, we have Shayna Baszler in the ring, and she is getting ready for her match up at Nighthood against the returning to action Saraya. And she just says, oh, it's this fantasy story, this fairy tale that Saraya's coming back to action. It's going to be a shame when, you know, it's short-lived when I break her neck again and she's out of wrestling for good. If she wants an idea of what's going to go down, just sit and watch this matchup that's about to take place and see what is in her future. So a 74, very strong promo from Shayna Baszler. She tangles with Big Swole and she taps her out with an armbar within 4 minutes and 5 seconds. So pretty basic 50 rated matchup, and Shayna looks $1,000,000. So let's stay backstage. We see Kenny Omega with Mick Foley, and Kenny is basically just watching the screen, and Mick's like, I told you, man, look at this women's division. There is such a diverse difference between the women recruited from the team since Mick Foley joined and the Joshi stars and other stars that Kenny Omega made the division. He says to Kenny, fair enough, you get bigger things on your plate, you want to win the World Championship, you've got that chance at Nighthood, but maybe, just maybe, you should be thinking about that women's division that is in his hands. So that's a 79 from Foley and Omega. Then had Tony Schiavone's with Camille, and she is with her client, remember, one half of the Titans, the Machine Brian Cage. She just basically talks about just how awesome a specimen he is, and feels like this is his opportunity to break out as a single star and show the world he can win the Knighthood tournament, he can be Sir Brian Cage, and he can go along and become the AEW World Champion. So that's a 65. And matchups for him was next. He took on Janela, and he wins in 10:07 with a pump handle facebuster. Simple match, promoting Brian Cage. Wacky psychology, probably took it away from a 70 rating, but the Machine has all the momentum going in to the pay-per-view, or the event even. Next up we had Ricky Starks take up a win over QT Marshall in 7:41 with a Buster Keaton. A simple match as we continue to get Ricky Starks over to our audience, 36, and this is because both guys aren't over enough for the crowd to really care about them. Next up, we obviously had his, well, comrades in the faction they're in, or the team they're in, MJF and Wardlow, and the promo here just basically says, we'll just keep winning, we've already made Ricky Starks look like $1 million, and it's only going to be a matter of time before the face of AEW is MJF, Wardlow and Ricky Starks. 85, Wardlow and Starks were underwhelming. That'll take time as we get them over. Next up, we had Nikki Storm defeat Bea Priestley in 6:38 with the Perfect Storm. This is a 58. You'll see the reason for this matchup in a minute, but the Scot picks up the win over the Englishwoman, and a good victory there. This leads to Mick Foley coming out and he says, well, obviously AEW Knighthood's coming up and we want to give some opportunities to some of our British women. So at Knighthood, the AEW Women's World Championship will be on the line. Toni Storm will defend it against Britain's own Nikki Storm, Bea Priestley and Sadie Gibbs. So obviously they've not had a lot of winnings, but it's to give them a chance on British soil, and a 47 as Mick books that. So he's given more opportunities to the women he recruited rather than the ones that that Kenny recruited rather than what he did. So more on that story as it develops. We had Orange Cassidy get a surprise victory over Jake Hager in 12:02 with a super kick. So a kind of super kick into a roll up, if you can do that kind of thing. So he staggers off the ropes, comes back, and Cassidy rolls him up. A 73 is a pretty respectable matchup here. Hager off his game, a 70 performance, and a 72, of course. This ongoing war between the Inner Circle, best friends, and of course Jon Moxley. This leads to a brawl after the matchup, which was meant to have Jon Moxley in it to make it 4v4, but it is basically 3 versus 4. The security break up, despite obviously the Inner Circle having the numbers advantage. Down to a 56, this would have been way higher. Chuck didn't come out of it looking good, Trent didn't, but most of the Inner Circle did, and Orange Cassidy. Poor colour commentary and a lack of anything entertaining happen here, despite this. Oh, I did go 5 minutes. I think this is where I felt the overness of Moxley would have carried it, but obviously not the case due to that injury. I'm really worried that's going to take him out of Knighthood, but we'll confirm what that matchup will be at the end of the show. Then with Cody and Kenny backstage, only an 81, so we don't have our 100 promo. It's just basically them saying, we're tagging tonight, we're on the same page, and just make sure that they'll let the best man win if they tangle at Knighthood. So it's all cool just now, but if it breaks down, we'll see what happens. We'll give it our all for the sake of the elite. Mr. Brody Lee goes to do colour commentary, so he'll watch the main event match from ringside. He's also in that Knighthood tournament. That's a 68. And the main event matchup was just a 76, so I think we are really, really tanking here. I think this is a poor show in total. It's built up well, but the results haven't been there. And the colour commentary, as I say, the quicker we get Renee Paquette, the better. But superb matchup. Ray Fenix and Tommy End defeat Cody and Kenny Omega in 1904 when Ray Fenix pins Kenny with a Meteora. Tommy End is the weak link, is a 71. Stellar performances. We know I'm trying to make a star out of Ray Fenix. And a 76 seems to be... Did we have to protect anyone? Nope, this is firmly down to Cody's inconsistency, Kenny's inconsistency, the colour commentary, and Cody's poor morale. He's been pissed off at a few things. So not the best show, but it was pop in the US and Canada. We do again across the board, but overall a 77. It could have been a lot better. So we'll head to the main screen. I'll quickly rush to get my phone to give you the card for Knighthood, if I can find docs. So let's have a look. Jon Moxley will be out for a couple of weeks, that's fine. Candice LeRae wins the NXT Women's Championship, with Fistos to retire, and Jordan Devlin stays with NXT. Why, Isaiah Cassidy He's expected out for over a year. That's not good. Not good. Right, so before we confirm the cards, we'll go through a few things then. Pepper Parks has changed from tone to average. Kenny Omega says Joey Janela's charismatic. We get a 2.97, so we bit down. And City, we're not happy with our Dynamite broadcast. Moxley's out, as I say, for a few weeks. Cassidy's out for a year. Hansen, well, we obviously know we had signed Raymond Rowe, so we are just making sure we get Hansen in and we can have a War Machine to add to our tag ranks. But that's pretty disappointing losing Cassidy. I'm going to see if there's anything I can do with Mark Quinn. I don't want him just sitting about doing nothing for a year. I'll see how our financial situation does. I want to kind of get like a development company, so if I can start getting people on written deals and send them down there, that could be good for Mark Quinn. But we'll see what happens. So a few things we'll cover quickly. I just want to run through the card of the pay-per-view, then I'll reveal one other thing. So Nighthood, where are we? So AEW Women's Championship, Toni Storm versus Nikki Storm versus Sadie Gibbs versus Bea Priestley. With Kip Sabian in action. I'm going to have Chris Statlander versus Jamie Hayter. Another Brit in action there. We're going to have the TNT Championship on the line as Tyler Bate challenges Darby Allin. We're going to have Saraya versus Shayna Baszler. We're going to have Best Friends versus 3 of the 4 of their Circle. So, in fact, what I might do, I might even make it the 4 members in our Circle and we'll just give a special partner to Best Friends. So I'll work on that one. The AEW World title will be on the line, despite not being promoted there. Pac will defend against Will Ospreay. And the tournament will be Cody versus Tommy End in round 1, Fenix versus Matt Riddle, Kenny Omega versus Brian Cage, and Chris Jericho versus Mr. Brody Lee. So looking for that full tournament, of course, will be a one-night thing. So the last thing I wanted to show, Ring of Honor. So Ring of Honor have, seem to have got a bigger, well, they're a big company now it seems here, and have went out to buy lots of wrestlers on permanent written deals. Also have Kurt Angle, as you can see there. But if you just go to news, you can see there are a lot of people being hired there on permanent deals. You go to even like Teddy Hart is on an existing written contract. But Brandon Toll just went there, likes of Selena De La Renta, Moose, Taya Valkyrie, Suri, Michael Elgin, Ethan Page, Tessa Blanchard's there, Simon Grimm, and Cash Wheeler has been part of the first mob as well. Did they get Roderick Strong in an exclusive written? Just a handshake. That's interesting, I know. Especially with the pursuit of Kyle O'Reilly and Joe Henning as well. So they've certainly started recruiting a lot more ever since the likes of, we took Bandido. So they could be someone to watch in the future, but they've been hitting a hiring spree. But you can see there, WWE in the large scheme of things, obviously still reigning in the US, they're Titanic. We're still large, we'll be large for the foreseeable until we improve out with the US and Canada. New Japan at number 3, Ring of Honor solid number 4, NXT at 5 until they basically lose everyone to WWE, then they'll slowly go down the ranks. MLW 6, Impact 7, AAA 8th, NW 9, and CMLL round up the top 10. If you're wondering why the lack of companies, only 19. Killing the Business mod from back in June, so obviously it was how would I put it? Pretty much a smaller database. It was a light database, but as I say, it was quick, fast, effective. And yeah, as I say, if we need to import companies, we can certainly do that, and import workers, like the people that won't be in this. I don't know. I'd be surprised if the likes of the Acclaimed are in this. I think Top Flight, one of them is, possibly both of them are. I don't think Powerhouse Hobbs is. So there's plenty of people, as I say, we can look at other mods and seek to import them over time once the company's a bit bigger and we get development and we can throw them in there. But anyway, that's it for this episode. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join us for the next episode in a few days, which will be over in the UK at AEW Knighthood. Cheers for watching, take it easy, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.